Welcome gamers! Summer Game Festival 2025 is almost upon us and the lineup is more loaded than a legendary loot chest. From over-the-top shooters and mecha brawls to soul-soaked RPGs and Dead Space horror, this showcase has every flavor covered. I've gathered each confirmed title plus a few rumor MILF curveballs so you'll know exactly which releases to track as the hype train leaves the station. So, buckle up, silence your notification and let's dive straight into the games that are about to own the summer conversation. Mayhem is back supercharged. Borderlands 4 slings you into Kairos, a brand new seamless planet cracked open by Lilith's moondrop disaster. Suit up as 4 fresh Vault Hunters, each rocking wildly different skill trees, traversal toys and that signature Borderlands snark. Guns, even more of them, now built from swappable parts with rarer loot that actually matters. Squad up anywhere with full crossplay co-op and split screen support, then rocket boost, grapple or hoverbike straight into boss fights. Borderlands 4 drops September 12th, 2025 on PS5, Xbox Series and PC and Switch 2 later, so hit that wishlist and prepare for pure cel-shaded chaos. Steelstorms inbound. MechaBreak straps you into fully custom painted Warframes, then unleashes 3 flavors of metal crunching chaos. 3v3 Ace Arena duels, 6v6 objective ops classes, and Massmac, a PvPvE extraction sprint where rival crews and raid boss titans scramble for the same high value payload. Choose an assault, brawler, sniper, or support chassis, swap out weapons, armor plates, and color schemes until the hangar floor gleams, then air dash transform and multi-lock your way onto the highlight reel. Full PC Xbox crossplay launch on day 1 thanks to Microsoft's backend help, while Nvidia Ace powers the reactive NPC barks that make the battlefield feel alive. Originally aiming for spring, Amazing Season now targets a summer 2025 launch on Xbox Series XS and PC, with the PlayStation 5 sorted to follow, so slam that wishlist before the drop pods open. Outsmart, outrun, outgun. Wildgate hurls you into the Reach, a vast shifting sector where 5 rival star crews hunt a single universe-bending artifact. Strapping as one of 4 audacious prospector, each packing game-changing abilities and a kit of fully swappable ship and shooter mods. Seamlessly pivot from blistering broadside duels to 0G boarding raids, improvising through meteor storms, reactor meltdowns and enemy sabotage. With procedurally generated starfields, lootable hull sections and gadgets that can jettison foes or your own plants out the airlock, every round is a fresh scramble for space supremacy. Full cross progression plus skill only matchmaking keep the playing field clean and the developers swear there will be no pay to win nonsense ever. Wildgate breaches the Jumpgate Holiday 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS and PC, so slap it on your wishlist, rally your crew and get ready to wing it when the sirens flare. Still big or go home. Thick as Thieves drops you into New Harbor, the neon-drenched metropolis where megacorps hoard fortunes behind labyrinth vaults and lethal security AIs. Gear up as 4 outlaw specialists. A hacker who rewires reality, a phantom who wall runs across skyscraper glass, a demolitionist with magnetic micromines, and a grifter whose disguise is full both cameras and crew. Heists are no load screen sandboxes, stake out rooftops, tunnel through subway catacombs or hijack drones mid-flight to scout the score. Swap silencers, smart lockpicks and TMP darts on the fly. Loot actually changes how your crew plays the next job. When it all goes south, improvise high-octane getaways with grappling cables, parkour lines and co-op barry boost, takedowns that chain your abilities for cinematic escapes. Full crossplay and split-screen co-op mean any crew can click in, plan the perfect caper and divvy the whole. Or backstab each other in the all-new double cross mode where every vault opens a chance to betray. Thick as Thieves crack saves worldwide on May 8, 2026 for PS5, Xbox Series XS and PC Switch 2 hot on its heels. Smash that wishlist, grab your mask and remember, in New Harbor, loyalty is just another collectible. When the land groans, your soul answers. In Soulframe, the world of Midrath is no mute backdrop. It is a wounded ally whose forest bleeds iron and whose rivers dreams of freedom. You awake as an envoy, living silver mail, sworn to mend what the lords of penance have broken. Every strike, chant, and mercy you grant is a stitch in the realm's open wound. 3 converging soul paths: walk as a warden who duels with the liberate reverend steel, a weaver who knots ancestral limbs into reality, or a wayfarer who allies with the beast and storm. Reforge abilities at Forge Altars mid-quest, proving the true power is change. A wilderness that remembers, Daybreak, Lunar Tides, and the Temper of Guardian Spirits rewrite zones and dungeons. If a raging colossus raises a grove and no one calms it, the scar stays until someone wills the earth to heal. Kin over Q, drop in cop binds player spirits. Share parry windows, chain finishers, or soul swap so a friend rides your bonded creature while you bear their blade. Crossplay and couch split screen make every bond feel local. Movement as ritual. Charge battle lines on Ursid mounts, ride thermal updrafts on month gliders, or tunnel as a spectral wolf. Traversal is conversation, not commute. Allegiances curve the map, restore shrines and seed moon grooves to heal the land, or aid the Iron Lords and see hamlets replaced by smokestacks. Midrath remembers what you do and forgets what you neglect. Soulframe preludes his grinding rolling invites throughout summer 2025 with full release on PC and next-gen consoles when the realm is ready. Heal what's broken or harden what survives. Either way, the spirits are watching.
And yet, you have been granted another chance in Auroria.
Legends rise unchained. Archage Chronicles sweeps you across Auroria, a colossal continent reborn after the skyship cataclysm, its ruins begging to be plundered. Choose one of 4 Pathfinders, Spellblade, Ironclad, Driftsong or Skywarden, then fuse any 2 mastery trees to invent bespoke combos. A Spellblade Skywarden might hurl lightning and chain grapple across cliffs. An Ironclad Driftsong can body block cannon fire, then teleport behind enemy lines. Traversal toys evolve too. Windsurf gliders, magma crawlers, pocket airships and rideable thunderbeasts give the sandbox real verticality. Squad up anywhere through seamless cross-platform co-op, split screen ready, then glide Blink Strike or Thundermaul straight into Towering. Endgame erupts into 200-player sieges where skyships dogfight above castle walls while submarines sabotage from below. Victors rewrite region laws, set tax rates and stamp their guild crest on the world map. Archage Chronicles opens its gates in 2025 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC, Steam and Epic, so slap it on your wishlist, round up a crew and decide whether you'll forge commerce or chaos.
The continent of Pywell.
Blood and honor, Crimson Desert beacons. Pywell lies scarred after Imperial betrayal. Snow wastes rumble, Crimson sandstorms blind, citadels hover on chained wyverns. Its biome mutates with live weather and timed events, so a sleepy hamlet at dawn can erupt into a rebel siege by dusk. Step into Mer Captain Macduff's boots or roll a fresh outlaw in sandbox mode and weave between cinematic quests and spontaneous contracts. Grapple sheer cliffs, vault onto mounts mid-gallop and wrestle titans in physics-driven combat that lets blows crack armor, splinter shields and hurl foes of ledges. Forge gear on the fly, slot Dragon class cores or Thundersalt runes into blades to unlock stun-shifting finishers. Trade caravans crisscross the map, ambush or escort them to tip regional wealth and faction control. Optional drop-in co-op lets fellow sellswords join bounty hunts, arena duels and capital assaults that scale to party size. Capture keeps, levy taxes or liberate villages to unlock housing plots for your warband. Powered by Pearl Abyss' new Black Space engine, Pywell showcases cloud sim weather, volumetric sand, and full-threading ragdolls. Crimson Desert marches onto PS5, Xbox Series and PC in late 2025. Wishlist now and claim your corner of Pywell. Archage is an upcoming third-person extraction shooter developed and published by Embark Studios, set to release in 2025 on Windows, PS5 and Xbox. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where lethal mechanized enemies known as the ARC have driven humanity underground. Players assume the role of raiders, departing from the subterranean city of Speranza to venture onto the surface in 30-minute raids, scavenging resources and valuable loot. During its raid, raiders confront hostile ARC robots and potentially hostile fellow players in a PvPvE environment. Death results in a permanent loss of carried gear and materials, making tactical decision-making and teamwork crucial. Successful extraction is achieved by reaching evacuation elevators or hatches, allowing survivors to return to base and secure loot in personal stasis. Back at Speranza, raiders can trade with merchants, complete missions, craft weapons and upgrade skills via a progression system divided into conditioning, survival and mobility specializations. Arc Raiders emphasize thrilling tension, strategic resource management and cooperative gameplay, blending elements inspired by titles like Escape from Tarkov and Gears of War. The title has generated anticipation following public tests in mid-2025.
Where'd you get that jacket? I'd kill for that.
In the near future, an experiment to harness the Earth's core goes horribly wrong, unleashing the Sludge God, an eldritch abomination that transforms the environment into toxic swamps and spawns hordes of undead monstrosities. To stop the catastrophe, a ragtag team of misfit mercenaries, dubbed the Toxic Commandos, are recruited to venture into infested zones, battle waves of mutated enemies, and ultimately confront the Sludge God itself. In 4-player online co-op, each commando selects a distinct class equipped with unique weapons and abilities ranging from shotguns and bazookas to energy-blasting drones and melee katanas. Players can also commandeer armed vehicles such as spiked Humvees that allow them to mow down enemy hordes in explosive vehicular combat. Between missions, commandos upgrade skills, unlock new abilities and customize loadouts to face escalating challenges in increasingly hostile environments. Embracing the 1980s inspired over-the-top action and horror aesthetics, Toxic Commando channels buddy movie vibes and campy humor reminiscent of John Carpenter's cinematic legacy, while delivering a visceral PvE gameplay akin to classics like Left 4 Dead. The game, developed by Saber Interactive and published by Focus Entertainment, is set to release in 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. Mafia: The Old Country. It's a prequel to the original Mafia trilogy, transporting players to the gritty underworld of 1900 Sicily, where they assume the role of Enzo Favara, a desperate young man climbing the ranks of the Torrisi crime family through a series of violent and morally fraught missions. Emphasizing a return to the series' narrative-driven roots, the game offers a tightly structured third-person action-adventure experience featuring authentic Italian voice acting, historically inspired environments such as the fictional town of San Celeste, and a gameplay blend of stealth, shootouts, horseback riding, and hand-to-hand combat. Players will navigate a labyrinth of betrayals, family loyalties, and brutal heists, all undercover by a cinematic 1900s aesthetic rendered in Unreal Engine 5. Breaking from modern open-world bloat, Mafia: The Old Country focuses on high-quality storytelling and streamlined mission design, promising a polished yet immersive return to classic Mafia gameplay. The game, developed by Hangar 13 and published by 2K, is set to release on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series on August 8, 2025. In The Witcher 4 Polaris, players step into the boots of Ciri, journeying across a continent unraveling in chaos after the events of The Witcher 3. Ciri confronts rival factions, monstrous beasts, and political intrigue as she seeks to forge her own path and prevent a cataclysm. The game presents vast open-world regions teeming with hidden secrets, dynamic weather, and robust side activities that deepen the lore. Core gameplay combines fast-paced sword fighting, Ciri's unique teleportation, and magic-empowered maneuvers, and a nuanced decision-driven narrative that branches based on player choices. Polaris introduced the School of Link's medallion, hinting at new Witcher transitions and skill trees that expand character customization. Underpinned by Unreal 5 engine, the game delivers cinematic visuals, realistic animations, and immersive environmental detail. Exploration mechanics have been enhanced with interactive world events that respond to Ciri's abilities. Emphasizing a somber Slavic fantasy aesthetic and mature storytelling, Polaris seeks to balance intense combat, deep role-playing elements, and a richly woven narrative. The game, developed by CD Projekt Red and published by CD Projekt, is scheduled to release no earlier than 2025 on PC, PS5 and Xbox. Atomic 2 is the planned direct sequel to 2023's Atomic Heart, officially confirmed by developer Manfish in late 2024. While precise narrative details remain under wraps, the first game offered multiple endings and downloadable expansions that hint at the sequel's potential storylines. Set in an alternate history Soviet Union, where rogue machines threaten humanity, players likely return to battling advanced robotic adversaries and uncovering sinister experiments. As with its predecessor, Atomic Heart 2 is expected to blend fast-paced first-person shooter, combat with psionic powers, melee weapons, and an evolving role-playing progression system. Players can anticipate expanded open-world environments beyond Facility 3286, new enemy archetypes, and enhanced weapon crafting. Although release details remain unannounced, fans expect simultaneous launches on PC and next-gen consoles, and no editions have been detailed. The studio's expansion into publishing via Monthly's powerhouse underscores its commitment to the franchise's growth. Atomic Heart 2 will be developed by Monthly and published by Focus Entertainment on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series, with further platform details to be revealed. Players step into Spine's cyberpunk world as Redline, a rebellious street artist bonded to a sentient combat implant called Spine. When her brother is captured by the autocratic AI region Tensor, Redline must master free-flow gung fu, seamlessly bending guns, martial arts, and environmental takedowns to fight through towering corporate complexes and gritty neon-lit alleys. Spine's combat is choreographed like a blockbuster action film with dynamic camera angles and cinematic presentation crafted by film stunt specialists. Player will execute parries, disarms, and combo chains, repurposing enemy weapons against foes in fluid sequences that feel unique each playthrough. In addition to Kung Fu battles, Redline can perform acrobatic moves and parkour to traverse a dystopian cityscape powered by Unreal Engine 5. Spine features around 20 narrative-driven missions designed like standalone short films, each set in a different cinematic environment that reacts to Redline's actions. Developed and published by Neki Spine, targets late 2025 releases on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox and Nintendo Switch 2. In Little Nightmares 3, players guide two new child protagonists, Low and Alone, as they navigate the Nowhere, a desolate nightmarish realm accessible only through sleep, to escape a looming threat. As Low, wielding a bow and arrow, and Alone, armed with a wrench, traverse environments such as sandstorm-ridden necropolis, a creepy candy factory, and a grotesque fanfare, they must evade monstrous entities that seek to capture or kill them. Introducing online cooperative play, allowing two players to solve puzzles and overcome hazards together, while still supporting solo play with an AI companion. Core gameplay blends stealth, puzzle solving, and survival mechanics, requiring teamwork to progress through increasingly airy and atmospheric settings. Developed by Supermassive Games and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment, Little Nightmares 3 shifts development from Tarsier Studios but retains the franchise's signature haunting visuals and sound design. Initially slated for 2024, the game was delayed to 2025 to allow for additional polish and story refinement. Upon release, it will be available on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Windows, Xbox One and Xbox Series XS. As We Descend is a strategic roguelike deck builder set in a post-apocalyptic world where players assume the role of envoys tasked with safeguarding humanity's last city, the Vault City, against overwhelming threats from a mysterious miasma that covers the surface. Gameplay alternates between city management in the Vault, where players recruit and upgrade unique squads, purchase cards, heal units, unlock technologies, and navigate faction politics and high-stake expeditions into the miasma. During expeditions, squads traverse procedurally generated zones, engaging in card-based tactical battles where units positioning across two distinct combat zones, guard and support, and clever use of keywords like rend and stagger determine success by wearing down and finishing off foes. Between battles, scavenging takes the form of a chance-driven minigame that tests risks versus reward, as players must decide how many scavengers to deploy in search of vital resources. The Vault City's fate hinges on maintaining its lantern, as a final siege by the miasmic horde ends the run if the lantern is destroyed. As We Descend enter early access on May 28, 2025, offering continuous updates and community-driven improvements. The game, developed by Box Dragon and published by Coffee Stain Publishing, is set to release later in 2025 on PC Steam.
You were sighted fleeing the scene of a terrible crash. Who are you? You've heard the expression, the spice must flow.
Dune Awakening is an open-world survival MMO set on the unforgiving desert planet Arrakis, in an alternate timeline where Paul Atreides never existed. Players begin as Bene Gesserit, agent awoken in the shifting sands, where harsh environmental hazards such as lethal sandstorms and colossal sandworms and scarce resources demand strategic planning and adaptability. Gameplay emphasizes survival mechanics, harvesting spice, constructing shelters, scavenging resources and crafting tools or weapons are vital to enduring Arrakis' brutal elements. Base building allows players to establish fortified outposts and guilds, forming alliances or rivalries with other players within a persistent server-wide political landscape. PvE encounters pit players against deadly environmental threats and AI-controlled enemies, while optional PvP zones introduce intense competition over valuable spice fields, encouraging diplomacy or conflict. Dynamic resource management extends to trading and faction-based missions that involve characters tied to the original novels, deepening the narrative experience. Dune Awakening, developed and published by Funcom, launches on PC via Early Access on June 5 and is set to release June 10, 2025 on PC, with consoles to follow. Assetto Corsa Evo is the next evolution of Kuno Simulazioni's acclaimed racing simulation franchise, aiming to push realism and immersion to new heights with a photorealistic engine and comprehensive car and track roster. At its core, Evo retains the series' uncompromising focus on authentic driving physics and vehicle dynamics, while introducing advanced features such as dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and track deformation that affect handling and strategy. The game supports extensive VR integration and multi-monitor setup, delivering the immersive cockpit experience, complete with realistic soundscapes and tactile feedback. Assetto Corsa Evo also introduces a modular open-world campaign component, staged for rollout in phases starting summer 2025, where players can explore iconic racing hubs, complete challenges, and earn rewards to unlock new cars and customization options. In Early Access, players gain access to a select of licensed vehicles, from road cars to GT and prototype racers and laser-scanned tracks, with more content to be added through updates. Community feedback during Early Access will refine AI behavior, multiplayer features and physics fidelity, ensuring a polished release. Directive 8020 is an interactive drama and survival horror title that plunges players into deep space aboard the colony ship Cassiopeia, which crash lands on Tau Ceti F, 12 light years from Earth, stranding its crew amid an alien threat that mimics and hunts them. Continuing the series' emphasis and branching narratives, players assume control of multiple crew members whose decisions and quick-time event outcomes directly influence character relationships and survival chances, with some choices leading to permanent death. In addition to decision-driven scenes, Directive 8020 incorporates stealth sections where players utilize a wrist-mounted multifactional utility strap equipped with a scanner and flashlight to detect and evade a shape-shifting alien entity, heightening tension through limited resources and environmental hazards. The game draws heavy inspiration from John Carpenter's The Thing in 1982 and cosmic horror, blending atmospheric storytelling with survival elements that require players to manage tools, solve puzzles and navigate claustrophobic corridors as the alien threat closes in. Developed and published by Supermassive Games under Unreal Engine 5, Directive 8020 aims to balance cinematic presentation with immersive horror gameplay, featuring a cast of 5 protagonists, including Lashana Lynch as pilot Brianna Young. The game, developed and published by Supermassive Games, will release on October 2, 2025 on PS5, Windows PC and Xbox Series X. Dying Light the Beast is a standalone follow-up to Dying Light 2 that reunites players with protagonist Kyle Crane, who escapes years of brutal experimentation by a hostile militia determined to weaponize a zombie virus. Set 13 years after the original Dying Light, the Beast unfolds in a sprawling new rural region called Castor Woods, where Crane must navigate an open-world environment rife with dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and factions vying for control amid a relentless zombie outbreak. Retaining the series' hallmark parkour and melee combat mechanics, Crane also gains new superpowered abilities such as enhanced strength and beast mode, enabling him to tackle formidable enemies known as freaks, solve environmental puzzles, and engage strategic boss battles like the encounter with the massive behemoth. Narrative emphasis drives the experience with Crane's cynical, sarcastic voice reflecting his decade of captivity, supported by a rich story accessible to newcomers yet rewarding for series veterans. The game offers approximately 18 hours of content, combining thrilling traversal with visceral action, and supports free access for Dying Light 2 Ultimate Edition owners on release. Developed and published by Techland, Dying Light the Beast is set to release in summer 2025 on PC, PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox Series XS and Xbox One. So last but not least, we have rumored wildcards. Lord of the Rings MMO, something that we are all waiting for and we would go crazy about. We have December 2023, a leak that temporary uploads of design documents revealing quest and region outlines. We have Unreal Engine 5 job listings, strong indication that the MMO is built on Unreal Engine 5, with veteran MMO developers on board. Then we have release window rumors that came from the community consensus of Reddit, MMO Guild, etc., that pinpoints 2026, 2027, maybe 2028 even release date. Now, on August on 2024, we had the hookup date. Amazon executives publicly confirmed the project remains in early development. So, dusting off hopes of imminent alpha beta phases, we are all on board. And that wraps our lightning tour of everything. And maybe a little more are coming to the Summer Game Festival 2025. If any of these games vaulted straight into your wishlist, smash that like button and drop your top pick in the comments. I am Th3Ruthless and thanks for hanging out. See you in the next video.